Okay, getting that time of year. I got my seeds. I'll go through everything here in a minute. I like this soil here. It has no heavy metals. It's a little pricey. Now this here is an idea I came up with for germinating seeds. So I start with a standard ice chest. I was using smaller ones, and then I got bigger and bigger. And I cut this notch in the side, and I fill it up with water. I'm about to do. That was about 6 gallons there. And then I have this styrofoam shelf I make that fits. This cooler just happens to have this little ledge, so it works out nice. And here's where it gets all sci-fi. Hope this thing still works. I had the other one and I couldn't find it, so what I do is I use these fish tank heaters. This one's for a 10-gallon tank. This one's nice because it's adjustable. My other one I was looking for, I had, and I misplaced it. It's preset to like 77 degrees or something. Now, fish and plants are very similar in their needs for the temperature needs, so it works out great. Now this particular one is adjustable. I just keep it maxed out. And what's good about this particular one is it will actually run direct off of solar power during the day and no batteries. So you could hook this up to a solar panel just like I'm doing the other element stuff. I've been doing this kind of things for years. And because I lost my batteries, so I had to come up with all kinds of techniques of just running direct off of solar panels. So then this will heat the water up during the day. Now this one I'm going to run it on. Now another thing I did see is I put this float because these are not submersible. That's the good thing about the other one. It's a submersible pump. Well, this works fine. I made this little float for it, and it won't submerge now. It just sets up on top, as you can see here. It floats in the water. Then I run the cord out this little notch I have here. Well, normally I have it on this other side. Let me put it over here. I know there was a reason for having it over here. So this is the similar concept as the sand battery. It's a thermal mass. I'm working off the water. So this heater will heat this water up to 70 degrees. And it'll hold that heat all night. Even out here in this 30 degrees, especially in this greenhouse with the top on this thing. And it'll drop down some, of course, but it'll be a tolerable temperature. It'll be similar to what would happen naturally for the plant anyway. It would cool down at night. But either way, it works great. So I'll show you. Now, with this particular heater, you're kind of limited on the space here. Now, with the other submersible one, you can cover the whole thing with this. And then, because obviously there's only so many plants you get in there. You get about a couple, 2 or 3 trays, because before they sprout up, you can just stack them. And you just keep track of a couple days. You got 2 days at least before they come up. Sometimes they'll pop up in 1 day, but not usually. And then, now this is a smaller one. Now, at one time I had one that was about 3 feet, 2 feet, at least 2 feet tall of this extension here. And I siliconed it on, and I had up to, I think it was like 700, I know 500 starters going, because I was selling tomato plants, all kinds of pepper plants, you name it, at the swap meet. I did pretty good for, I don't know, about a month, but man, I was struggling on unemployment, and it was quite a ways for me to go, and a couple bad weeks, and I just couldn't keep it up. But you know, I want to do it again because it was a lot of fun selling the plants. So there's a short extension. You could go higher, like I said, and it works great. Now I was even thinking of making a custom one with glass doors and And I probably will one day now. A friend of mine who happens to be an artist also made this sign for us. And we were kicking around the idea of putting this seed company together. And I was already collecting seeds, various seeds, mesquite tree seeds, Joshua tree seeds, and then vegetable seeds out of the supermarkets. I started doing those, and I was surprised how well they were coming out. So these were some of my own little designs they came up with. Little sketches. And I can't forget about these. I don't know how many of these I grew. I did mass produce quite a few. These are the Hawaiian peppers. Cute little plants. They come out like a little round bush with all these little tiny little red peppers, and they're fairly stout pepper. I like them a lot. They're just kind of teeny, but they're really nice looking plant. So these jugs, I made this jug idea up. They're just for watering sprouts because you don't want a lot of water pressure. So I just take any plastic container and I drill a small air hole on the side. And this lid, the lid was rotten on this one, so I normally use a single tube. And then I cut a little angle on the end so it goes through the lid real easily. I drill a hole slightly under a 1/4 inch, and then it presses and it seals, makes a sealed fit. So I have a double one here. It's a little more capacity, higher, and hopefully it doesn't drown them out. I'll have to just be careful with it. So another reason I use this regular soil is because the starter soil is kind of pricey, and when you're doing hundreds and hundreds of starters, a stronger water flow. I'll get them good and wet, and then I won't have to water them anymore. The moisture stays in with this little system I got going on. If it looks dry, I'll water them, but I doubt they will. I should have made this a little bit longer, but I'll be able to get another one in there. What we'll do is just put the lid back on. I've got it plugged into to my solar system, the AC power out of the house, so this will stay on all night, and it'll be fine out here.